welcome to the stage. Welcome, Colton from Tok the Vote.
Well, thank you. And thank you to everyone at the App Promotion Summit for putting on such a wonderful event today. I've really enjoyed the talks this morning, and I just feel lucky to get to be a part of it and share what I've learned on TikTok and tell you a little bit about our unorthodox influencer-led campaign. So I'm Colton. I created Tok the Vote, and we are a group of creators focused on getting young people on TikTok registered and voting. And today I'm going to tell you the story of our voter registration campaign and essentially just tell you some of the takeaways from it that might be useful to you in future campaigns or influencer-led campaigns for your brand. So I'll start the slideshow. So this idea came about mid last year. There were a few problems that I kind of saw and figured could use some help, figuring out how to address those. And the first big issue was that young voter registrations were down significantly, and that was predominantly because of the pandemic. There are a lot of organizations who do in-person voter registrations at in-person events. Of course, there are a lot of touch points like prom, graduation, concerts. And these are things that just weren't happening this last year. So the upside of that is that, as we know about Gen Z, kind of their defining characteristic as a generation is that they are digital natives, and they're very comfortable doing things online. If they can do something online, they'd probably rather do it online than in person. So there was an opportunity to meet them where they are online on TikTok. And then the second big issue was that a lot of youth-focused and voting-focused organizations, they do excellent work and they have awesome presences on other social media platforms, but they were lacking on TikTok. And TikTok was so new at this point last year. As you know, a lot of people hadn't heard of TikTok at this point last year. And then those early months of the pandemic, when everyone was locked inside, everyone was bored and looking for something to do, everyone started talking about TikTok, and the user growth during those months was just huge. So this platform kind of came out of nowhere and grew to prominence in 2020. And so these organizations were a little caught off guard by that and didn't quite have a strategy. And there wasn't a playbook for how to use this unique platform for political campaigns, online digital organizing. And because I personally am a TikTok creator and I also have an academic background in politics, I figured I would take a crack at it. So, I had this idea and I talked to some friends and creators about it, and everyone was so willing to hop on and help however they could, whether that was creating graphics or helping with our website design or creating content for us or TikTok sounds. There were so many people who helped make this happen. And of course, the creators themselves who really powered the campaign. So that's how the scrappy grassroots campaign of Tok the Vote was started. Our approach was kind of a two-pronged approach to meet Gen Z where they are online and mobilize them virtually. The first part of that was building out a TikTok account with original content and helping guide people toward information about registering and voting. And that would go on to serve as kind of a home base for our voter registration creator-led campaign. And the wonderful thing about TikTok is you can grow a presence so quickly, you can connect to like-minded people so quickly. So a few weeks after we launched our page, we'd grown past 10,000 followers, over 1 million views, getting connected with politically engaged young people and politically engaged creators, which helped us kind of build out our list for for the second part of our campaign, which was the actual influencer-led campaign. And so we wanted to get as many people involved as possible from all corners of TikTok to tell their followers and anyone else who saw their videos how important it is to get registered to vote and remind them to do it and make it easy for them to do while they're just scrolling TikTok. So why was TikTok so uniquely qualified to help with this campaign? As I said earlier, it was just so extremely fast growing and popular last year in the months prior to the election. This chart over here just shows the explosive growth in those early pandemic months. And then this platform also allows for broad reach very fast. You can go from 0 to 60 with your brand page very quickly if you have relevant, relatable content that goes viral. And it was also clear that it was becoming a form of political expression for young people. And you may have seen a few of the instances of young people kind of wielding their political power on TikTok, whether it was the teens who bought out all the tickets at the Trump rally in Tulsa and ruined the rally, or gave his app a bunch of 1-star reviews in the App Store and took it down. We can discuss whether or not these are the most effective strategies, but it was clear that this platform was teeming with young political energy, and it seemed that it could use someone to kind of coordinate that, and so we saw that as an opportunity to build out this coordinated voter registration campaign. And this chart down here just shows how young the user the base in TikTok is, and a lot of that first-time voting age cohort were in there. So how did we reach out to creators for this campaign? Essentially, we tried to make the process of reaching out as scalable as we possibly could while making it personal and friendly. And I, as a creator, I knew a lot of creators, so I kind of reached out to them initially, but also my friends and I who were working on this. Anytime we saw kind of a young creator come up on our For You page who maybe spoke to politics more or social issues, we took down their handle and just put it in this big spreadsheet. And soon we had a list of hundreds and hundreds of creators that we wanted to reach out to. And then once we had that list, we reached out to them all either via DM on TikTok or via Instagram if they had their Instagram linked. And on the next slide, I'll take you through how we approached that. But we sent them information about what the campaign was, that told them that we wanted to get them involved, and gave them a link to sign up for the campaign. And then once we got creators to sign up, we sent them a package with a t-shirt with the Tok the Vote logo, and laptop stickers, and a card with the instructions for the campaign that had just a handwritten note on them. So, trying to make them feel valued and kind of continue that personal relationship and just add those personal touches. And this photo here is just of a lot of these packages of shirts and stickers and instructions that we sent to them. So this is how we dove into their Instagram DMs. It's preferable to reach out to these creators via Instagram, and most of these bigger creators have their Instagram linked. The direct message system on TikTok isn't very functional. It doesn't really take links very well. It's hard to send videos. So we reached out via Instagram. We had kind of a pre-written block of text that we sent initially. And in that first paragraph, we personalized it a little bit. We put their name in there. We tried to throw in a sentence that was more personal to them, like, oh, saw your dance video and thought it was great. Saw your video about the protests, really liked it. Just so they know that, this is not, the same message we're sending out to thousands of other creators, because it's not. And then we also included a link to a page on our website where creators could sign up to be a part of the campaign. And this screenshot on the right is what that form looked like. We tried to make it as mobile optimized as possible, a lightweight form, just to get their information, so we could reach back out to them about details on the campaign via email, and then also get their address so we could send them the thank you packet and their merch. And then we also included in that a 60-second TikTok video of me explaining, here's what the campaign is, we'd love to get you involved, here's what you would do, let me know if you have any questions, essentially. So gave them the broad overview. And initially when I was reaching out to creators, I was saying, let's hop on a call, I'm happy to talk you through it, tell you about it. That became pretty unsustainable when we got hundreds and hundreds of people on board. So we switched to sending this video to get the information out. And then we also, told them that if they had questions, of course, they can reach out. And then the kicker is this last message, which is the last message that you send is the message that is shown in the message preview in these people's inboxes for people who they don't know who send them a message. So we said in that last message, can't wait to send you merch and make an impact on the election. So hoping to get their attention a little bit with the promise of merch, so they'd at least go in and take a peek at what we had to say. And then when it came to communicating with the creators throughout this process, we gave them as clear and as simple instructions as we could. Essentially what we were asking of creators was to change their profile picture to this megaphone logo that you see for the weekend of the campaign. This was the second week of September. And that was really effective. You may have seen some profile picture changing campaigns on TikTok. Once people who are using the app see this same logo over and over on these different creators, they start to ask questions about it. And so a lot of people were asking in the comments of these creators during this weekend, whether it was on a video that they put out for Tok the Vote or any of their other videos that weekend, they would say, what is that logo I've seen all over? And so that drove a lot of discussion around, oh, it's Tok the Vote. They're trying to get young people registered, which elevated the profile of our campaign, which was great and helped us get more people registered. And then we also asked them to put a voter registration link in their bio. So this was really important because we wanted to make it as frictionless as possible to get people from the video to a registration portal and get them registered. So theoretically, a video comes up on their For You page, they go to the profile and they click that link in their bio, and it pulls up this register to vote portal right here that you see. And our friends at vote.org help us get these ready to go. And this, is a form that they could just start filling out right in the app, which is really great. And then, of course, the third key part of this campaign was that we asked these creators to put out a video during that weekend, encouraging their followers to get registered to vote, talking to them about voting. And these videos were really great. People took them in all different directions. We try to leave the creativity up to the creators because that's what they do best. And they had these big platforms and could reach a lot more people than we could from our TikTok account. And so we wanted to let them take it and run with it. And it was really fun to see what people came up with. And then we would follow up with reminders to these people the week before the campaign. We would send them several different emails with the instructions in each email just to kind of keep reminding them about what they were supposed to do. We also sent them a creative brief with some different ideas and facts and graphics and things just to kind of help prompt them in creating these videos. And then once these videos started rolling in, we also sent them some example videos just to spark some creativity, give them some ideas, and help inspire their video. And then we're having some technical difficulties here. I'd included a couple videos. Unfortunately, I don't think they made it in here, but you can look up some of these Talk the Vote videos on the Talk the Vote hashtag or go to our TikTok profile, Talk the Vote. But we had some different creators do some different things. We had a creator called Max and Facts who had over 1 million followers, and his Talk the Vote video got over 100,000 views. He's just kind of a lifestyle influencer and was talking about the importance of voting. And if you care about yourself and the people in your life, it's really important to vote. And then we also had a creator named Diana who has a platform of over 1 million followers who included some data in her video about how many people hadn't voted in 2016 and how we didn't want that to happen again. And it really resonated. It really hit a lot of For You pages, which was great. Got about 350,000 views, tons of comments, 2,700 comments, so driving a lot of discussion. And then this one also got over 3,000 shares, which is, in theory, people sending this to their friends via DM and saying, hey, check this out, get registered to vote, which is exactly what we wanted out of the campaign. Oh, you know what? Okay, these pictures are finally coming in. I don't think it'll show the video, but these are the pictures of our creators. And then these next ones are Chaz and Quentin. And Chaz is a musician. He wrote a song about voting. He took it a little more, inserting his political views a little bit more, which was another approach that was really interesting. And so wrote a really good song about voting. And then Quentin just has a really close relationship with his followers and has really high engagement and just offered a really high energy, funny interaction with his followers about how important it is to vote and why they were seeing this megaphone logo all over TikTok and how this was a voter registration campaign that he was involved with. And the results of the campaign we were really happy with. It had a really broad reach and a high impact. We had over 300 creators who posted a video for the campaign, and the Talk the Vote hashtag reached 35 million views, which was so great. And of course, those views aren't limited to that weekend of the campaign, but these videos were rolling around For You pages for weeks after, which is part of the reason we wanted to put this several weeks before voter registration deadlines started happening in each state. And so, these continued to be shown to people, and particularly to that young cohort, that 18 to 21 first-time voting cohort. So it was wonderful to see the impact of the campaign. And we had thousands of people visiting our website to get registered to vote, to check their registration status, to request mail-in ballots. And we think there were many, many more who went to the links in people's bios and just went to their computer and searched how to vote and do it. So wonderful to see, the campaign really taking impact like that and getting these people registered to vote in future elections, not just this last election. And then another benefit of this was that the media really amplified our efforts and gave the campaign a boost. And kind of a funny story about this is our page was growing really fast around the time of when Trump announced that he was going to ban TikTok, which of course didn't happen. But suddenly these journalists were really interested in the intersection of TikTok and politics. and were reaching out to me for comment in their articles and things like that. So we built out this press list, and the week before the campaign, we sent out a super serious press release to all these journalists. And so they were watching the campaign and saw its success and reported on it and gave it a boost. And that was also great because some of those were coming out the week of the campaign or at the beginning of it, and we could reach back out to some of these bigger creators and say, hey, this is going really well, would love to get you involved. And then some of them hopped on board after that. And then another takeaway from this that was a little more frustrating is that there were a lot of people who started that voter registration form from the link and complete a whole page of it, and at some point hit friction in the process and abandon it. And that is just a wake-up call for us about how many challenges young people in particular run into when it comes to registering to vote. A lot don't have their driver's license on them, or don't have one at all, or they don't have a printer. I didn't have a printer until I bought one for this campaign. And a lot are also going to college in another state. They don't know whether they're supposed to register there or not. Maybe they did register there and then were sent home because of the pandemic. There are a lot of barriers to young people registering to vote, and we need to focus on making it as easy as possible to get people who want to vote registered and voting. So some takeaways about this campaign that could be applied to other influencer-led campaigns. Make the process of reaching out to creators as scalable as you can while making it personal and developing that relationship with the creators. They're going to be more likely to want to get involved with the campaign, to want to do a good job, to want to get involved in future work with you potentially. And they're just really cool, interesting people. So, chat with them, send a few messages back and forth. Don't make it seem like you're just blasting out a message or an email to them. High quality branding and graphics go a long way. Our page went from 0 to 60. This was a really scrappy grassroots campaign, but I had a friend who was so generous to donate her time and skills to create wonderful graphics for us, and they gave us a really good looking established presence. I had someone help create our website and make it look really clean, and so that gave our campaign some credibility for these creators who were checking it out and wanted to see if this was something they wanted to get involved with. And then another thing is make the instructions for these creators and influencers as simple as you can, and send them a lot of reminders about the instructions. Just the more times you can get those instructions in front of people, the better. We sent them lots of reminder emails with the instructions. We sent them a printed out version in their packet. So just make sure that you're clearly communicating with them. And then this last one isn't relevant to TikTok, but TikTok is a really good example of this, is be early adopters of new technologies and new platforms. It's very low risk and very high reward. When you get in early on a platform like TikTok, there are very few people creating content for a very fast growing number of viewers. And so you can get your content in front of a lot of people, and the longer you wait, the more people there are creating content. And that's why we've seen slowing creator growth in recent months, is because more and more people are creating content. And that's great, but take advantage of those early moments, because it's TikTok this year, could be something else the next year. But those are the key takeaways. I know it's a kind of unorthodox influencer campaign, but that was the experience, and thank you for paying attention.
Well, thanks, Colton. That was great. It's really interesting hearing about the process you used, and it sounds like you had a really great workflow, and it's pretty well optimized behind the scenes, and you can sort of see how you managed to get the amazing results that you did. And but as you say, even then, there's still a bit of friction in the process you can't sort of get rid of. Well, I just wondered, really, what's kind of next for you? Are you going to be doing more campaigning on TikTok, or are you going to be taking this to big brands and selling them the secret sauce, or more sort of kind of public service type stuff, or charities? What are you planning to do with this amazing knowledge you built up?
Well, that's something we've been thinking about a little bit since this election. And would love to get involved in future elections, especially now that we've got the established page and got this list of creators. But it's a little unclear right now what the next steps look like. I've been providing just some help and information to some campaigns and political organizations about their TikTok presence, and have really enjoyed doing that. But yeah, like I said, there's no playbook for how to use TikTok for politics. So we're figuring out as we go. All these other organizations are. and look forward to seeing how we can use this going forward.
Great. And if there's anyone watching who's trying to do a campaign or something like that, or someone who's watching the recording later, is there a way they can get in touch with you and get some advice?
Absolutely. You can reach out to me on LinkedIn. You can look up Tok the Vote or Colton Hess, and send me a message. I'm happy to see if I can help. Follow us on TikTok, Tok the Vote. Yeah, feel free to reach out, and I'm happy to share what I can and be helpful if I can.
Great. Well, I hope this, not only your campaign, but this talk now can be the catalyst for many more of these really worthwhile campaigns in the future, and hopefully inspire some other people to do something just as amazing. And really appreciate you taking the time to put together the talk today. And yeah, I really hope it inspires someone to do something similar.
Well, thank you, and thank you for putting on this wonderful event.
Thanks, Colton.